Hi, good afternoon, it's Jim from Star Observatory. Guys, have you seen what they are putting in the newspapers lately? It's a load of rubbish. And the reason why is because they've got rid of all of the real reporters that used to report on important stories. And you know why they got rid of them? It's so that they can play their narrative over to the general public. It's the same for what you do when you switch on the TV and look at the news there as well. And I have to say it, not only is there a lack of genuine reporting on real issues and stories and topics around the world, there is also a lack of real scientists in this world. And you know why they do it. It's so that they can control the narrative. Right now, there are people, lots of people that work for these big organisations across the range who claim to be honest scientists. And yet at the same time, what are they talking about constantly? Things that clearly can be proven that are not true. I'm talking just, for instance, the causes of climate change. We are in, climate change. But have you ever heard of anything so ridiculous as a trace gas, CO2, something that measures 1.4% in our atmosphere, being the cause of anything? I thought today I'd do the Earth Alpha at a glance, and I just want to get through some of this stuff before, we talk about a few other things. So, starting with the rundown of the usual, and the only reason that these things are brought to you is because I've got the equipment here at the observatory, and I can go out and do an atmospheric CO2 test for you guys, just like the atmospheric oxygen. And we have the only trimag system in the world which monitors every 3 seconds the magnetic North Pole for you guys. And it's with all this equipment that we've got, we're able to, still do a day's honest science for you guys. There is a link I'll mention at the end of the video, but please consider that, because, we're becoming very rare scientists like me that, really want to make the effort to get all these things together so that we can see a clear picture and a more accurate representation of the truth. They are slowly, and they're doing a very good job at it, getting rid of us. So, with a little bit of support from you guys, we can just simply keep going. It's as simple as that. So the atmospheric CO2 has gone up just slightly to 438 parts per million. Atmospheric oxygen is always around about the same. We've got a 20% or nearly 21% concentration of oxygen in our atmosphere, so we have no concerns there. But the reason why we do measure the atmospheric oxygen is because people are concerned, because they hear stories that the oxygen's running out because of all the carbon that we're burning, and obviously part of that chemical reaction involves oxygen. It's not the case. There's your longitude and latitude of the magnetic North Pole that we did the other day. You've got the radiation background count in microsieverts, same as what it was the last time we done the reading at 0.15 microsieverts. We are seeing just a very, very gradual increase in volcanoes that are actually in eruption, not are showing signs of eruption. We just look at and monitor the ones that are actually erupting, and as you can see, we're at 29, when for nearly a year or two we was at numbers around 25. So they are going back up again, very gradually. The latest earthquake over the last 24 hours is 5.9 magnitude, and that was recorded in Tonga. The muons per square metre per hour here in the UK are at 496, and over in Canada, many thanks to our superstar over there who sends this stuff regular to us every week. is golden, is all I can say. Kendall, thanks, and I'm sure all the others would agree with me on that, and thank you. We're at, in Canada, 749 muons per square metre per hour. Sunspots are at 9. We're seeing this number maintain around that figure over the last few weeks and months, and it shouldn't come as any surprise, because really I do feel that this is late in the game, because we're a couple of years away from solar max and we should be seeing higher numbers than this. So the trend for this solar cycle is still low, and remember, it took quite a considerable amount of time to get going. The geomagnetic field's quiet and the solar X-rays are normal, and the jet streams are unstable on our planet, and that is because of the extra inbound cosmic radiation as a result of a weakened magnetosphere and low solar consecutive cycles, and that weakens the heliosphere and allows more radiation in first to our solar system, and then we have a weakened magnetosphere because the magnetic pole's reversing, and that allows more radiation, which is compounded in our upper atmosphere, creates cloud seeding platforms, and when the clouds have more water vapor because of these platforms, what we get is very laden jet streams, and that's where we start to see, as we do interchange with polar and subtropical jet streams both over the northern and southern hemispheres of our Earth. And the new anomaly which we are noticing an increase in is interchange over the equatorial region between the two subtropical regions, and that is why we have problems with our climate. That's real scientists coming with the real facts and data, and that is made possible just by a few people contributing to this work that we do. I haven't seen anybody else with a Trimax system certainly giving you all the latest information on where the magnetic North Pole is and the progression of that. Same with the oxygen sensors, the radiation detectors, and the CO2 atmospheric detectors and monitors. Where are they? That's why we're a little bit different, and that's why we've got a dedicated website with this information, which is archived as well, so you can see the trends as these things change with your planet. And we all should be concerned, because we're at times of great changes. Guys, there's a link down there if you want to help support. I really would love to see a change in the norm on this topic, and I don't like having to keep mentioning it every time we do videos, but the truth is, if it's not talked about, then people just don't support. And that's why we have in our lives now the losses of great things. So I will say what I usually do. Guys, you take care of your loved ones. Link down there if you want to help support a good cause. And as always, bye for now.